friends. Clearly, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. What else is new? I don't know. I just recorded a video that then I realized, oh, I wasn't recording at all. Which is funny because like there was even a part where I started, I almost cried. But now I'm going to start over again. and I know where that part is. So I'm fully prepared for it. Not that y'all can't handle some crying. I know you can. We'll see what happens. We're on chapter 12. Thanks for being here, by the way. Thank you for bumbling through all of this with me. Chapter 12, entitled Curiosity, or Journey Number 2. Opens with a quote, as they all do. Curiosity is really the superpower for the second half of our lives. A quote by Brene Brown, talking with Tim Ferriss. Friday, May 14th, 2021, just before sunrise, pinks and blues in the sky. Journey day, so no coffee. So no coffee for me this morning. Tea with a little coconut cream in it. And I'll have strawberries and some banana in a bit. Last night I folded laundry, washed my dishes, washed my sheets so I'd have clean ones today. I slept atop the aptly named comforter that my stepmother, Dad's second wife, Diane, made for me when I was a teenager. To this day, a most treasured gift. It is Fisher's favorite comforter too, coveted by Chihuahuas and young man-boy alike for burrowing under while we watch movies. Brandy called last night while driving to massage school in Boulder, and in talking with her I felt as though drawn into another realm, one in preparation for my journey today. I spoke of Light Mother, how she comes to be of support of me, with words and with touch. I spoke of how I feel such resistance when it comes to extending that love and compassion toward my father, to be able to truly embrace him as the little boy who is just doing the best that he can. Speaking of this with Brandy brought me to tears. Then our connection got cut off, with her driving through the mountains and all. As I realized I was talking to quiet air, I stopped myself in the intense feelings coming up. I paused in them, took my earbuds out, crouched to the tile floor, and sobbed. The painful stuff I'm not looking forward to. I do not wish to go back to again. It is only a sensation, I am reminded by the voice which spoke to me the day after my first journey. During my major freak-out breakdown in the bathtub. Remember, it is only pain, Light Mama says to me. It cannot kill me, it will pass. And the only way through it is through it, as they say. Boy, I'm really missing coffee right now. All right, then we have the beginning of the second medicine journey. See what that looks like. This is the actual notes from my journey. La 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 la. Second medicine journey, May 14th, 2021. MDMA and Psilocybin. Intentions. We always said intentions before a journey. We write them down. Removing obstacles, third eye. Opening to spirit and ancestors, to animals, to the divine and otherworldly. Connections with Nana, with mother, with father. To uncover what needs mending in order to help the little girl feel safe. Allow it to be so. Practice patience and forgiveness. Trust. Excuse me. This journey was performed at my house. I took the medicine as I lay in my bed with dogs and cat nearby. Journey notes, based on notes taken by Joan during the session and others I contributed later. 9 o'clock a.m., took MDMA. 9:30 a.m., listening to transcendental sound meditation. 9:50 a.m., me. This is the point where I said last time that I can't believe I ever did this recreationally. moving hands in gentle motions, placing them over my eyes. Joan, what are your hands saying? I miss my horse. Tears, tapping forehead with my fingertips. A small airplane flies over the house. The airplane was my dad. I felt him here, I say. 10 o'clock a.m. I am noticing that I'm not angry. There was a lot of resistance before. This feels a lot better. I was worried about you getting bored. Weird, I say. Then the sing-song begins. It's okay, Mama. You're safe. You're okay, Mama. Seeing images of young Laura hiding in the tall wicker basket in the basement of the Bagley Parkway house, beneath the stairs, by the laundry chute. Pony is stretching. It's okay, baby. What did she need? I say to myself. What do you need, baby girl? My eyes open, and attention shifts back to the present, to Joan, to the room. The room seems smaller, I say to her. Thank you for being here. 10:15 a.m. Given dose of 1.5 grams of psilocybin. I begin to feel the strong presence of my dad, my nana, my mom. I'm so glad you're here, I say to them, and let out a big sigh. Expressing love for my dad, telling him he did his best. He was so sad, I tell Joan. Then Lila Jane. I feel the presence of my niece who passed when she was 5 years old. Your mama misses you, I say to her. Go to her and let her know you're safe. Then, baby girl, where are you? Yeah, that's the part that got me last time. I feel the presence of the child I miscarried. You were just barely here, I say to her. They gave me a rose for you at the Hoffman process, and I cried. Just writing about this now finds me sobbing over my computer keyboard. Diane is here, I continue. She had a hard life too. Daddy, Mama, Nana, baby girl. I felt surrounded by the presence of all who had come to witness and support me. Light Mama, she's here when I need her. I just have to remember that. How can I feel safe? Joan, see if she can show you. Honey, it's all right. It's hard. I know. I just want her to hold me, I say. 11:15 a.m. I express that I want my animals to feel safe before I can feel safe. Mama wants me to feel safe, I say. Daddy was so sad. He was so scared when she went away. Mama, can you help him? Can you help me? I want to feel safe, so I can help Fisher feel safe too. Thank you, Mama. Thank you. I turn to Joan. She says I'm doing a good job, and she's proud of me. I miss you, Mama. Daddy, I love you. It was so hard, and you were trying to do good. You did the best that you could. It's okay, Daddy. I'm okay. I am doing the best I can, too. The presence of my mother shows me how my older sister felt she needed to protect all of us, so it has been hard on her. Thank you, Mama, for showing me this, I say. She's been trying so hard. I'm good. Thank you, Mama. I'm good, I'm saying. Apparently she was asking how I am. I just miss you. I miss you too, Daddy. You had such a good heart. What do we need, Mama? I let out a huge sigh. Why weren't we enough for Daddy? Because he was scared. All that stuff the day he died. I didn't know what to do. I was scared and angry. I said goodbye to his body as they wheeled it out the door. He wasn't in it anymore. Where is he? He's still here. Goodbye to his body. He was ready to let that go. He wants me to know that he loves me and to feel safe. He didn't know how to feel safe. He meant well. Please help Ginny, I say, and Wendy. She's doing well, but she misses you. Oh boy, this is a lot, I sigh, my hands moving gently above my chest like waves. Noon. I feel tired. Is this what it feels like to feel safe? The notes say sleepy and that I started getting nauseous/tired. I remember things taking a darker turn at this point. I was exhausted. My mom says there's more about mom stuff, I said. It feels a lot like being in labor again, in the hospital bed, with the baby not coming out. I had a hard pregnancy and I was nauseous a lot, I tell Joan. Joan says, maybe ask inside if there's more your mom would like to show you. I asked Anzu if she would help me. I felt Govinda's presence too, and then that of my first soulmate dog, Camille. I had an awful headache and felt terribly nauseous. It reminded me of being pregnant, of being so afraid that Fisher's dad would not be up for all of this, that he would leave me and I'd be alone. I spoke of an old roommate, Eric, whom Wendy and I lived with in a cute little house on East Johnson Street in Madison back in the early 1990s. The time that I was sick with stomach flu and basically passed out in the hallway right outside our bathroom door, so I could be close to the toilet and throw up when I needed to. I remember opening my eyes to see Eric with his head laid down on the floor in front of my face, tapping the tips of my upturned fingers gently, saying, Laura, we're going to take you to the hospital now. I remember curling up in the back seat of his Volvo station wagon while he and his girlfriend, visiting from Portland, drove me through a snowstorm from one hospital to the next, trying to figure out where the ER was. I remember watching them bound through the snow and yellow streetlights of night into the hospital's sliding glass doors, while I emerged slowly, head first, from the Volvo's back door, wrapped in Diane's comforter, as I was during the journey in my bed. I retched into a giant snowdrift, then retreated back to the warm confines of the purring station wagon's back seat, like withdrawing into a warm, safe womb. Later, in a quiet hospital room, hooked up to IV fluids, I remember Eric and his girlfriend from Portland bringing children's books to read to me. This memory of Eric taking care of me with This memory of Eric taking care of me came with profound fondness and warmth as I lay sick in my journey bed. Then another journey came to me, of the time Eric heard a woman's voice. Then another memory came to me, of the time Eric heard a woman's voice talking to my cockatiels in my upstairs bedroom. Pretty birds, nice birds, what pretty birds you are, he heard her say. He thought the woman must be me, but when he climbed the steep, narrow stairway up to my room, nobody was there. When I got home from school later that day, he told me the story, and tears welled in my eyes. You think it was your mom, don't you? Eric said to me. I know it was her, I replied. Sometime later, I would tell this story to my dad, at which he began to cry. He told me that when he and my mom were first married, they lived in an apartment on the south side of Madison, and they had zebra finches as pets. He used to stand by the cage and talk to them. Pretty birds, nice birds, what pretty birds you are, she would say. In my journey bed of memories and sadness, I struggled with feelings of overwhelm, not wanting to be alone. I remember being concerned that Joan was not fully with me anymore, that she was distracted by other things. I asked her to please keep writing. I wanted her to take good notes, lest I forget all the images and insights that were being shown to me. I was cradling Ashaya. She had become the baby that I needed to tend, but I was too sick, just like my mother with her daughters, I now realize. Felt my mother say to me, "Let her take care of the baby." "Will you please take the baby?" I remember saying to Joan, climbing out of bed as she gathered Ashaya into her arms, cooing to her happily. I lurched to the bathroom, retching into the toilet, feeling my mother's presence surrounding me, enfolding and comforting me. Joan took care of Ashaya, the baby, as my mother took care of me. I remember scooting on my butt down my carpeted stairs like a little girl, one step at a time, to the landing by the bookshelves, sobbing. At about 4:00 p.m., Joan brought the candle for me to blow out, closing ceremony, and I wailed because I was still full on in it, though exhausted, and beside myself with grief. I thought she was getting anxious to leave. "It's okay," Joan said. "I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here for as long as you need." I cried some more, begging for a cup of coffee. "Please, please, can I just have a little sip?" But she would not oblige. I blew out the ceremony candle, then lurched for the master bathroom, my dad's bathroom, where I purged and purged into the toilet, till there was nothing left to do but sob and heave, thinking, feeling, "Fuck this cancer," knowing it was my dad in me. Saturday, May 15th, 2021, sometime close to 9:30 a.m. Bubbly water mixed with deep orange antioxidant juice blend bubbling in the glass set on the old small desk in the guest room where I write. The bubbling sound is so loud in the silence that it causes Ashaya to bark. Both dogs are a little on edge this morning after the intensity of all our lying around yesterday. All the beauty and insight, the connection with the spirit world, all the thank yous throughout the day. And then there were the awful parts too, where I wanted it to stop. I wanted it to end. Just thinking of it now brings a powerful hot flash and sweat to all my pores. "Oh, mama, mama, mama," I called, so sad, little baby girl. "Mama is with you. She is right here. Hush now, baby girl. You are safe." The hot flash subsides. A little bird chirps outside my open window. Titter and flutter and chirp. "Ah, we did a good job," I said to Joan this morning on the phone. "I think we hit all the marks." I'm curious to see how this will unfold over the next few weeks. Right now, I just feel quiet and tired. I feel that today is a good day to just loll about gently, to rest and sleep some more, to reflect upon all the experiences and insights of yesterday, to feel grateful for my mother's presence now. I feel her so close to me. So many visitors yesterday, those doors opened wide to step through, so much kindness and compassion and insight given and received. From asking Joan to take the baby so I could be sick and take care of myself, with Mama surrounding me. It's okay, the baby was safe. To retching in Dad's bathroom like a demon being expelled from me, and feeling my dad as he must have felt, retching into that same toilet, feeling the fear and the anger, thinking, "Fuck this cancer, get it out of me." And Mama supporting me. She held me as she must have held him. Yes, now, allow this release. Anzu lays perched on the bed behind me, front paws crossed, gazing out the open window by my desk. When I turn to her, her gaze turns gently to me. We watch out for one another. That is what we do. I need to sleep some more. Mama says, yes, baby girl, why don't you go back to sleep? You're safe. I'm here, sweet girl. Rest now. You are safe. Sunday, May 16th, 2021. Sometime around 5 a.m., sunlight is beginning to seep into the sky. I awoke to the sounds of air brakes from a semi-truck on the slope of the highway, probably a mile away. I can only imagine what that sounds like in the fancy townhomes closer to that slope. Humans can be so curiously inconsiderate of others. It's truly a remarkable thing. Before 5 in the morning, and even with my windows closed, specifically trying to dampen the human sounds and lights so I can sleep, this is what comes to me. Oh, my darlings, oh, humanity, what is it that you need? This feels like such an important and resonating question right now, for myself and so importantly, for everyone around me. What is it that you truly need? It feels like the most important question to ask, and to bear in mind continuously, to listen carefully to the intuitive sense in my heart, my body, my mind. Ashaya has been a bit nervous and needy, and Anzu has kept a watchful eye on me. I thanked them for being present for me on Friday, for the long, intense day of them mostly laying around me, being my support team, dutifully, alongside Joan. Even Apollo came to lay on the end of the bed when I called to him, though he spent the first part of the day curled atop the propped-up single mattress beside Fisher's bed, the one that Fish likes to press himself against when he sleeps. The window was open, letting the fresh air in, and Joan reported that Apollo was curled comfortably there. What is it that you need? Ask and listen quietly, gently. What is it that I need? I remember having beautiful, erotic dreams about Bjorn. All of that is such a mystery to me. After writing to him yesterday morning about my journey and his brief but enthusiastic reply, my wheels have started spinning. Yes, this is what I want. Please, give me more of this. Connection, passion, desire. Crazy hot flash rises. Get a banana and some water, I hear. Get a banana and some water. I hear. Okay. Tea and banana. Dogs have been out to pee, and cats sniffed around the backyard while I stood barefoot on my flagstone path and smiled up at the swallows tittering above me. The sky is all Easter egg blues and pinks, now turning yellow where the sun begins to rise. I open the windows so I can hear the birds tittering away outside as cool morning air pours in. Apollo is being pescary now, yowling at me. I think maybe he needs to go outside. Oh, sweet baby girl, what is it that you need? I need to feel safe, not alone. Another interjection from modern day times. At some point while I've been working on this project, this book, I thought of writing a chapter entitled How to Not Write a Book. I don't know that the subject is truly worthy of an entire chapter, feeling defeatist to give it all that much energy, but it does bear mentioning that somewhere high on the list of ways to not write a book is to get a puppy, which of course 3 weeks ago I did. I have raised other puppies, Camille, Joey, Govinda, Anzu, and Ashaya, who was several months old when she came to us from that weird hoarding situation, but she was never house trained and very puppy-like in her needs. So I knew what I was getting myself into, that it would have some bearing on my availability to write. Last springtime, I stopped myself from getting a horse, also knowing that the time and energetic, not to mention financial, commitment would leave me stretched too thin. I told myself that my editor and I will reward... I'm distracted by that flashing light. Why does it do that? Somebody tell me why it does that. Why does it do that? Computer, why do you do that? It's distracting. Corner of my eye. I told myself and my editor that I will reward myself with a pony when the book is done and done. In the meantime, the canine-oriented maternal urges I've been keeping at bay since Govinda passed 3 years ago have finally caught up with me, in ways I tell myself are signs from the heavens. I won't go into the myriad examples of how perfectly the stars have aligned to bring just the right young soul pup into my world, but I will tell you that I've named him Pony. Even perfect puppies come with challenges, like human babies with their many needs. I could go on and on about these things. I could turn the course of this story into some bumbling of puppy-rearing lessons learned and still learning. Pony's laying over in the kitchen and he's watching me because I said his name. I keep saying it. Now he has sighed. As Pony whines, just a little in his crate not feet from me, Anzu, the puppy, and I, just in from our evening walk in the blowing snows. So he should settle pretty quickly. I remind myself of what I have learned and am still learning, back to that thing about intuition and trusting the guidance that be. If the stars or whoever guided me to adopt this puppy, so shall they guide me to finish my story in due time. When I think about quitting it, just setting this project down, I hear in my heart, my brain, and reverberating in my bones a resounding no. Nope. Nada. Nope. Nope. No. You are so close, Laura. And Pony is a part of the story now. Pony is a part of the knowing. Aren't you? He's sleeping now. Oh my God. And that just to interject. Oh, Pony. He is my heart of hearts. You're so good. I'm not even sure what that means exactly. But it's making me smile, so I'll take it. I will keep taking this all as it comes, making it up as I go along. This story, these journals, it's been more than a few weeks since I transcribed those last words about feeling safe and not alone, and I reckon I needed a little break. Some time and space to process these images and feelings, as well as time and space to focus on my day-to-day life, my business, my animals, including the kitten, Freya, whom I adopted in the springtime, and the mama cat, Little Bear, whom I adopted some months after that. Myself, my gloriously complex teenagery man-child, and my gloriously complex teenagery man-child. Full stop. So much of my life these days feels like living in some curious dream. A dream where I am a spirit in flesh clothing, getting to experience all the three-dimensional things, where I get to time travel by way of memories, by way of sorting through and visioning possible futures while my body sleeps. It's like swimming in a time travel ocean, feeling the sway of waves and water and surface and sky, the shifts of reality. It is the being right here, right now, in my present experience, which I find most challenging and worthy of practice, surfacing into the present moment, when there are so many other interesting places throughout time and imagining and remembering to be. Right here, right now, dogs all sleeping. Right here, right now, I type by dim light, the sun having set. The wise old cat, Apollo, grooms himself beneath the wooden table and plush fern. Little Bear asleep on my mama's old rocking chair. I suspect Freya is upstairs in Fisher's room, watching the aquariums. Nope, she is asleep on the dog bed beneath the table at my feet. Excuse The wind blows cold outside the townhouse windows, and me, I feel grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. Even the difficult time travel ocean is worthy of diving back in, of gaining new depth of insights with each revisiting, of allowing for guidance, for healing of every painful bit. This is how we grow our hearts stronger, every moment that we allow our hearts to grow, to open to the possibilities of love, of forgiveness, of strength and courage and grace, to open our lives to the letting another's love in, with all the blessed vulnerability love brings. Even when that other is a puppy born of challenged history, now safe in our comfortable home, especially now with the lessons this young pony brings, it is time to let love in. Right here, right now, it's time to trust what guides me onward in this plight, this journey, this telling of a story, while the puppy wrestles noisily with a deer antler in his crate. It is time to dive in again. Tuesday, May 25th, 2021, 5:27 a.m. This morning, in my email, I found my journey notes from Joan. I read them and thought, wow, that's all? For the entire day and all that came pouring out of me? This is all she wrote? I know she is coming from a sincere place of helping, and also, I find myself wondering if this is going to work for me. Am I expecting too much? It's just that I feel there is so much more in those depths for me to get to, and I need serious assistance from outside of the well. I don't want to hurt Joan's feelings, and also, I will ask for guidance around this. Sit with this. Wah! No need to worry. The guides around me will help. Don't worry, Laura. Everything is as it should be. Yesterday, dropping Fisher at school, he told me he needed me to go back home to get his bicycle. I was spinning out, all wackadoodle. I texted Bjorn asking if he could talk in person. He replied, of course, but that he was at work, so he would call me in a bit. He asked if I was okay. Short answer, yes, I replied. When he called, I felt so relieved. He was under a truck, removing winter parts to put summer parts on. He asked what I was doing. I told him I was delivering a bicycle that I wasn't even sure Fish needed, and going back home now to get my other rig for dog clients. We agreed it was nice to have 2 vehicles for different purposes, but that it's important to keep work gloves in each. It was good just to hear his voice, his laughter, to hear the comical little voices in which he sometimes says things like, "Oh, Gott." Oh, Gott. When shifting to the meat of things, I told him that in the trauma work I'm doing, he is a huge trigger for me. He protested that he doesn't want to trigger me, and I told him, it's good, actually. This is what I need to address within myself. This is the stuff that's so important for me to work with right now, so I can end the eternal wrestling with it all and move forward, so I can live the rest of my life in the ways I want to live, rather than encumbered by all this unsorted baggage from my childhood. But I know it's a lot to put on him, I said, and I'm sorry, and I can disengage from him if it's too much. He said he gets it. He confided in me, struggles from his own early life. It affects our parenting, he said matter-of-factly over the phone from beneath the truck. Yes, of course it does. And the work doesn't stop with addressing it. The work continues for the rest of our lives. I felt grateful to him for sharing with me that which I know is difficult to speak. It's a lot to open up about on a Monday morning while lying on your back under a truck. He just wants frosting, he laughed, because it's delicious. We both laughed and agreed, for whatever that will look like. Yep, frosting on the special friend's cake. Anywho, Talking with Bjorn helped me quite a bit, just that dose of connection and laughter and sharing of some uncomfortable feelings. Then he had to get back to focusing on work, which was fine, because really, I did too. I went trail running with dog clients. I ate a healthy lunch. I listened to a sound meditation for nearly an hour, then took a short nap. I connected with horses, cleaning stalls while listening to an inspired podcast conversation between Rich Roll and Light Watkins. I forwarded it to Bjorn and thanked him for creating time for me. I told him he is a gem of a man for all of his complexities. I told him I am grateful to count him as a friend. Pony, you're stretching. Are you stretching? Yes, okay, so that concludes chapter 12. I'm stretching too. Thanks for being here. I think that wraps it up. How long did that take? 35 minutes. 36 minutes. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. All the things. YouTube. Blah. Meh. You can hit like or subscribe if you want to. You can pass it along to somebody else if you want. You can even buy a copy of my book. If there's somewhere you like to buy books, maybe your favorite bookstore, go in there and say, "Do you have this book?" If they don't have it, they can order it. Dancing with Demons, a love story by Laura L Holloway. That's me. Okay, mwah. Love you. See you.